So, um, good afternoon. It's been a while. It's January the 18th, 2026. And I'm back. Uh, I took a break because it was beginning to affect my mental health. Constantly watching everything, watching the scale every day. And so I had to stop and take a break. And that break, or part of that break, was um, just taking a break from the diet too. So I let myself go. Um, and as a result, over the holidays, I gained enough weight to be up to 180 again. So, hello, I'm 180 again. Um, I have to say, I needed the break. But since then, I have had some issues with my liver and found out that I have a fatty liver. And of course, the first thing they tell you when they say you have a fatty liver is that you need to lose weight to help it. So, I'm back on a weight loss journey, but it's also a healthy journey. So, uh, I set myself up for success over the last few weeks. I've been buying and stocking up foods that are anti inflammatory. I did some research, got some cookbooks, um, made myself a list of what I should eat, what I can have every now and then, and what I definitely should not have. And um, so I have started following that diet. I also did some research into physical activity. Um, this is my big issue. I have huge issues with sticking with anything. But when I talked to my husband about it, we brought the exercise bike up from the basement, and well, he did, and I spent some time getting it all set up. And today I got on it for the first time in a while. So, my goal is 30 minutes of keeping my heart rate up. So, 5 minutes of warming up, 30 minutes of my heart rate being where it should be for low to moderate exercise. Because I'm a beginner again. And 5 minutes of a cool down. And then I stretch the muscles that I worked, which in this case is quads, calves, and hamstrings, and gluteus maximus. um, and then I stretched my arms too, just because I was getting kind of tight, tense, sitting there trying not to grip the handlebars. None of the features on the bike work, so I was not able to track how fast I was going, or what my heart rate was, or any of that. So, part of the journey is I ordered myself a Hume band. It's kind of an early birthday present from my husband, um, to keep track of my heart rate, and so that when I'm exercising, I know if I'm actually where I should be or not. I'm just going to have to suck it up and deal with the fact that I have to exercise and get this heart rate to that zone 30 minutes. Ideally every day, but 5 out of 7 at the least. If I lose weight, good. Great. But right now I'm just focusing on finding things to eat on the diet so that I don't find myself slipping off because I'm just hungry and can't find anything, can't think of anything. So I bought myself a box of Special K red berries, the Costco box. And of course, it doesn't have sugar, not much sugar in it at all, but it does have some. And sugar is a no-no when you're on an anti-inflammatory diet. So, um, I got into the habit of eating something sweet after my big afternoon meal every day. And so, if I was in a rush in the morning, I would have a bowl of cereal. And after my lunch, I would have a bowl of cereal. And if I came home from a meeting and I was hungry, I'd have a bowl of cereal. Well, the bowl of cereal got to be something that I really looked forward to enough that I was having it multiple times a day. And so it's gone. I'm not buying another one. I'm allowed to have maple syrup, pure maple syrup, not the log cabin stuff, um, and honey. Good honey, like the raw, unfiltered honey, not blueberry flavor or anything like that. So, those are the two things that I'm allowed to have. Now, stevia is allowed, but I haven't tried making anything with it yet, so we'll see. White flour is also not allowed. Um, and of course, I can't have oats, so it's a little bit difficult coming up with things, but I've gotten back to having yogurt with blueberries and chia seeds for breakfast, which actually didn't taste as good as, I wanted that bowl of cereal in the morning. But the bowl of cereal and then a cup of tea afterward, I would be, I would almost feel sick. So the bowl of yogurt makes me feel so much better. No coffee, no black tea. I'm on green tea with honey. And I have a cup after breakfast and a cup after my midday meal. And that's it for the day. I will have coffee on special occasions like my birthday next week. I'll probably have a coffee, but it won't be home brewed. It'll probably be from like Drip or Abide or someplace. Maybe even Dunkin'. Just because it's meant to be a treat. I also bought a case of almond milk so that if I decide to make myself the anti-inflammatory recipe for rice pudding, I can make that, or anything else like that. I can make that with the almond milk. I use regular milk, not a lot, but I'm buying myself 1 quart of goat's milk every week, and my goal is to go through a quart in a week. So even if that's just half a cup every day with some grapes. I tried putting it in my tea. It was okay, but it just made it really too creamy. Like, I really didn't want that. So I'm incorporating that. I do use cow's milk still, but not a lot. So last week I made myself salmon quinoa veggie pilaf, and it had red bell peppers and salmon and quinoa and peas and broccoli, and I cooked the quinoa in chicken broth to give it flavor and mixed it all together. It was really good. And when I make good stuff like this, I'm sharing it with my mom as well because she could use it. I had that for a few days. And then after that, I made minestrone soup. Since it's winter, I've been making a different soup every week. So this week was minestrone, and I made mine without the ground beef. So it was just the vegetables and the beef broth or whatever, and I used black beans as my go-to. I also have chickpeas or garbanzo beans, if that's how you know them, to use as well, but black beans are my go to. And I shared that with Mom. I made bread to go with it, and I made it with some whole wheat flour. The bread actually didn't go over that well. I don't think my family really cares for it that way, so I probably won't make it that way again. I did buy myself some sourdough bread. I'm allowed to have sourdough bread on an anti-inflammatory diet. White flour is something to avoid, so I was able to find a multi-grain sourdough bread. So that is my bread from this point. So I'll make regular bread for them when I make soup, and sourdough is for me. Today for lunch, yesterday I had bought myself a sweet potato, and it had sat for a while and it needed to be used. So I roasted it. I diced it up, mixed it with some olive oil, cumin, paprika, a couple other things, stuck it in the toaster oven and roasted it for 20 minutes until they were cooked through. And then when it was cool, I mixed it with some black beans and I prepared some brown rice. So I mixed it with some brown rice, put that all together, and nuked it. And while I was nuking it to warm it up, I made myself, it was supposed to be like a southwestern rice bowl. You were just supposed to put avocados in it and maybe some sour cream, but no. I went a little overboard, and we went out with friends the other night, and he had a salad and it looked so good, and I haven't had a salad in a while because I just got sick of salads. So I decided to make myself a salad and put it on top of a salad. So it ended up being delicious, topped with cheese. It had lettuce, tomato, red bell pepper, avocado, and then it had the beans and sweet potato and rice on top with cheese on top of that. It was absolutely delicious. I did bring the ranch dressing out, but I didn't need it. But by the time I was done, it was enough for 2 days. And I realized that about halfway through. But you can't keep a salad and everything like that prepared. So I had to, well, I didn't have to eat it, but I did eat it because that's probably, I might have some grapes or something later, but I don't see myself getting hungry today. I was pretty full. In fact, I couldn't even finish it. So that was my midday meal. And when I say it like that, it's because I usually have it around 1 or 2. And that's my big meal of the day. I don't usually have a formal dinner. I might, I was having a bowl of cereal, but I might have popcorn is allowed. I might have a glass of goat's milk and some grapes. I might have some pistachios when I'm looking for something to snack on at night. So that was my big meal for the day. And be nice. Annabelle. Hey. Annabelle. Sorry about that. My cat was chasing my dog. She's a bully sometimes. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm still taking my probiotic supplements, and they are still working. I'm still taking a one-a-day vitamin on the advice of my doctor, and I still take my anxiety meds every day. So I'm back, and that's what I'm doing, and we'll see what happens. I'm not getting on the scale. I'll see if my clothes start to feel looser, but they haven't yet. I'll get on the scale at the doctor's office, If I do it any more than that, I don't know. But right now, I'm not. I'm trying to avoid it because that whole weighing myself every day, it just became one more thing for me to fixate on. So this video has gone way longer than I wanted it to. I'm going to cut it off here. And, oh, one more thing before I go. I'm also drinking, you know, I have my thing of water every day. Where is it? There it is, my thing of water every day. So I usually put something in it to give it some flavor, whether it's milk or juice or whatever. Today, since I started the anti-inflammatory thing, I've been buying tart cherry juice, and so that's what I've been putting in my drink. So there's about half a cup of tart cherry juice in my thing of water. So we'll see how this goes, and I will check back in. I'm not going to say every day, because that was also something for me to fixate on. And I will record videos of what I cook when I can remember. But again, I'm not going to, I can't give myself things like that to fixate on. So anyway, I've rambled enough. That's all I have for now. I'll check back in again. I don't know when. But I hope you're having at least as good a day as I am or better. And I will see you again. Bye for now.